Hey, good morning, Al. I'm here at the front porch. This is like the easiest place to show you the work. I can climb up right here because I don't have a ladder that's tall enough. I have I think a 6-foot ladder, which gets my head to the very top, but then I just have to poke it over and you wouldn't be able to see. So here's a good spot where I can look at, down the front as well. My vision when he was making this was that the tarp would kind of overlap and then protect some of that wood. Same thing where this overhang is, and then there's one by the back door, the one that I painted real recently. My vision is to have the tarp kind of over that a little bit so that there's at least that foot and a half of gap so that the angle of the water will run off the roof this way. And that there's enough of an overlap that water doesn't get back up under. So if it overlapped the edge of that, just down that couple inches right there, then that would leave about a foot over here. And I think we'll see when I go up to the roof. I think what he did is actually cut out those spots. So let me climb up real quick. Okay, so now we're at the top of the roof. Let's let all the light readjust. So that's the far end, that's facing west. So it's got the tarp that you had bought for David's house. And then I think Nick had bought this tarp and that tarp. And then that's what our transition looks like. I wasn't able to kind of inspect the work per se. But same thing here where I'm actually holding on with one hand. I'd like to point, but let me readjust here. So that I'm safe and holding on to something. I'd like the tarp to come over that as well, and just basically hit. Gosh, this is really reflective, and I know the angle is really bad. I'm sorry. But right here is where the roof is. I gotta adjust my feet. Sorry. Okay. So I'd like that to have, the tarp over it. And obviously if we have a custom tarp, we'd be able to make it go as far this way as we needed it to. But to kind of, let's see, what were the other things? We were kind of worried about the transitions, I think, right here. And so the idea of buying a tarp from Tarps Galore will alleviate those seams, obviously. And then this is, an example of the caulking. It kind of looks okay. It looks like it could be done a little bit better, and then I'm not going to climb up on the roof today because I don't have the right ladder to get a safe access to climb onto the roof here. But I'm assuming those B vents there kind of look about the same. But again, just so a little bit up close is like my vision is to have the tarp come over this edge just a little bit. That way gravity is going to pull the tarp down. Even if I come and I tuck it not down but even flat, then water will kind of tend to come and follow the seam until it just takes the path of least resistance. So if we had the seam just vertical with maybe a little bit of overhang on the edge, where that I don't know what that piece is called, but if the tarp was hanging vertical, then the water would just drip off the edge. And that's really what we want. We don't want it to encourage it to come back towards the house. That's the whole premise of keeping this intact and such. And then the idea of painting it, I don't know if we need to put like a barrier there, kind of like you would on a classic roof. We put like some of that felt paper, I believe is what it's called, that I looked at Pearson's. I don't know if that's necessary or if just the overhang itself and then painting the underside will be enough. So we can kind of discuss that. I'm going to get out of this precarious position and get this posted so that you can get a better idea. I'm looking at glare right now through my lens, so I don't know what you're seeing, but I hope that it comes out. Yeah, and then we'll make stuff work. We'll repair what we've got here and move forward. I think that this concept is a really solid concept that'll totally keep those walls from being saturated. So yeah, let's let's see where this gets us. Thanks, Al.